seems to me that there's a lot of secrets.
What was she doing 100 miles away from home in the middle of the night?
Out here in the ocean with us. That is the land. Like,
this girl went missing in high school and I never found her.
Boaters still hopeful tonight that they will find her.
She disappeared while on a late-night ride back in May.
Now imagine, there's a home in your neighborhood. This home, nobody dares to go inside of it because someone was missing by going inside of this home. They wanted to vlog their Snapchat and document their time there and ended up missing. And one of them ended up dying, but it's a big mystery to the whole story. So now, every time somebody sees the creepy house, people are so scared to ever go inside of it. Your friends wanted to document them going inside of this creepy house that nobody should go inside. It's abandoned, but they documented on Snapchat. One of them ended up missing. It's a complete mystery, and the other is found dead. So now every time you see this house, you walk past this house, you get the goosebumps, you get scared, you get the chills. It's a big mystery around this house because of what happened. Matter of fact, the only reason why they documented themselves going inside of this house on Snapchat was because it looked cool, interesting, and creepy. Sophia and Spencer, we have to talk about them too because they did something similar to this, except it was a lighthouse surrounded by water. In order to get here, you have to take the boat. If not the boat, you have to canoe there. You cannot swim, it's too far. You can see in the video here, but it's kind of grainy. Not kinda, it is grainy, but you can understand everything clearly.
yo, we're out here in the ocean with us. That is the land. Like, we still have to get to there. Wait, where? Oh, we're almost there.
21-year-old Sophia McKenna disappeared in the Long Island Sound Memorial Day weekend.
She disappeared while on a late-night ride back in May.
Sophia McKenna's family and friends are setting out. They're trying to find some answers.
They were last seen in a Snapchat story about 2 a.m.
after taking a boat out on the water late at night with her friend Spencer Mugford.
She didn't try to call 911 from the phone. She could have left a voicemail, but she didn't. So that just makes it all the more weirder. Like, what was going on? Do you really want to know?
So as you can see, it is pitch black dark. Only Sophia and Spencer decides to get on the boat and canoe and paddle to this lighthouse. You know, they're excited. Everything is going fine and fantastic at first. You can hear her laughing and talking with a smile in the video.
With us. That is the land.
Well, the two disappeared. Nobody could find her. They actually did a helicopter search and they ended up finding the boat that they was on. It was flipped upside down and it was fingerprints on this boat, but the fingerprints was never tested, so we don't know who the fingerprints belong to.
As though that boat had been in the rocks for a while, like because of how dug in it was, how set in it was in the rocks, which made you think, well, was that really the boat?
We also found Spencer's shirt, you know, the guy that Sophia was with on the boat. We found his shirt, but no him yet. I said yet because of course his body was found 11 days later.
McKenna disappeared in the Long Island Sound Memorial Day weekend after taking a boat out on the water late at night with her friend Spencer Mugford. Mugford's body was found more than a week later, but what happened to the two of them and where Sophia is today remains a mystery.
He was floating in the river, far, far, far away from this lighthouse that they visited. The only thing that we can think of is they got in a boat, he drowned some way, somehow, after leaving the lighthouse. But Sophia, where is Sophia? That night on Snapchat, you can see a photo of her when they made it. Her tongue is out, laughing emojis. They was having a good time. What could possibly go wrong if they was having such a fun time?
I asked, did the security cameras work and blah, blah, blah. She said, who are you and why are you asking if the cameras work on the lighthouse? I said 2 missing people went out and one of them was found deceased and the other is still missing. She's like, well, they do work and I've cooperated with the Coast Guard and Groton PD, and if you have any questions, you could call them. Click.
Here's where the theories take place at. Number 1, Spencer didn't actually drown. He was murdered, yes. Because actually something deeper and darker with her case, people believe. Sophia actually had a boyfriend named Austin.
Sophia McKenna wasn't an ordinary girl growing up. As time passed, life got harder and was the start of Sophia's battle.
Her boyfriend started doing steroids, and Sophia was bipolar, and they had a very tumultuous relationship where they used to beat the shit out of each other. And so that's why I'm having a hard time. I'm just like, it wasn't all happy-go-lucky.
The two had a toxic relationship, apparently. He was cheating, the two was just going through so much, but then she would spend a lot of her time with Spencer, her friend.
So I don't know if that caused him to go into a fit of rage.
Their relationship was so crazy, Austin and Sophia, that Austin actually came to Sophia's house to kick down the door and break in to get to her.
I'm trying to kick the door down, calling her names, disgusting names, threatening to kill her. Not only that, but that was like somebody in a fit of rage, and if he'd gotten through to that door, I'm pretty sure that something very bad would have happened.
Matter of fact, the guy Spencer, who Sophia went on a boat with, them two actually did it because they met off of their job. So you can imagine that ex Austin probably hated Spencer. Where am I going with this? Well, the theory is Austin murdered Spencer and then murdered Sophia at the lighthouse. How did he get them to come to the lighthouse? It was all part of the plan. Come to the lighthouse, let's meet up, let's all have a great time. Because what you need to understand is Sophia and Austin actually made up. They became friends again, even though they had a toxic relationship. But when they did an autopsy on his body, Spencer's, because when he was found floating on that river, they said that he drowned. Was it accidental? We don't know. Was it purposely from somebody pushing his head into water? We don't know. Now you might be like, why didn't she just call 911 when something tragic happened? Her phone was actually left in her car. Spencer had his phone. Sophia called her mom multiple times, but the mom didn't answer because it was an unknown number, which is understandable because most of you probably don't answer unknown numbers. I know I don't, maybe sometimes, but a lot of the time, most of the time, I do not.
Picture was was posted at 2 a.m. And then I've got the missed phone calls. They came in at 2:05, 2:06, 2:07, 2:08, 2:08, 2:08, and 2:09. There was voicemail. She could have left a voicemail, but she didn't. She didn't text. Yet, like, no 911 calls were made. 911 calls were made. So that just makes it all the more weirder. What was going on?
So when she was calling her mom from Spencer's phone, if she would have just picked up that one time, we could have known what happened that night, what exactly happened that night. It is so much theories to this case that is just so crazy because Sophia is not found. One of them is they both got on a boat to go back home. The boat flipped. They both drowned, but Sophia's body just floated away and her body was never seen again. Next theory is the boat was floating away. Spencer actually jumped in the water to try to get the boat, but ended up drowning in the process. So Sophia was still inside of the lighthouse, but someone ended up coming to the lighthouse and ended up kidnapping her, which sounds completely crazy. What are the odds that as soon as he leaves, a stranger comes to the lighthouse to kidnap her? What? But one of these kidnapping theories actually sound really, really true in a way. Like, it could be true. At this lighthouse, a creep was already there. A creep already had his feet set in this lighthouse, but Spencer and Sophia did not know. So Sophia and Spencer ended up coming to this lighthouse at the wrong time. You know, wrong place, wrong time. It's a thing. So she got kidnapped. As far as Spencer, the creep could have knocked him out and threw him in the water, and he drowned by accident. Moral of the story is this: she's surrounded by water, so only a few things could have happened. Her body is still in the lighthouse somewhere crazy. We just can't find it. Or she did drown, float away, we can't find her. Or she was kidnapped. It has to be one or the other. If y'all have any theories for this, let me know, because her disappearance is a mystery. Nobody could figure this out. Now here's a scary story time with me and my friends, and this is why you don't go on boats at night. At least if you're in Louisiana, sometimes don't go at night. So we decided to get on this boat and we went at night. We wanted to make some content because I was around other creators.
So the problem with Louisiana is that there's so many alligators.
You know, they do animal content. You know, they wanted to mess with some alligators, pet them, touch them, like all types of wild stuff. So we on this boat at night, surrounded by woods, trees, and water. Bayou is very creepy at night, but it's also very relaxing if you get used to it. And you don't want to be in this bayou when it's foggy You don't want to be there when it's thundering and raining. You definitely don't want to be there not prepared, meaning running out of gas, which is what exactly happened. So we in the middle of this wooded water area. We're surrounded by alligators.
There we go. Come on, buddy. There he goes. Wow.
You know, we was messing with a couple alligators. We didn't capture them. We just like messing with them. We from Louisiana, you know, we crazy. And so the boat runs out of gas. Now we have an extra gas tank, but the thing is, he thought he had gas in that extra gas tank. So he didn't bother checking before he got on the boat. So we had a decision to make. If we jump in this water and decide to be like, okay, let's swim out in this creepy water, it'll take like at least 2 hours to swim. Matter of fact, longer than 2 hours, because it's like 3 feet of water, but like 7+ feet muddy and things of that nature. So one of my friends decided to jump in to catch an animal.
Yeah, I'm filming. Go.
And this was his first time jumping in our water ever. I just want to give y'all an idea of how our water is. He's from Texas, he knows nothing about our water, and this is what happened.
I can't breathe. Oh my God. I'm knee deep. I'm waist deep in mud.
Now, obviously, around this time, he thought he was just gonna grab it and start swimming. Oh no, sweetheart. You gotta slowly walk in this mud and try to make your way out. And then mind you, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. So you really have to like, it's a certain type of way you have to swim in this type of water.
Bro, this is like 7 feet of mud. It's the most foul thing I've ever.
And he obviously released the animal back. But then, you know, we driving around on this boat thinking everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, the boat stops. The boat completely stops and we were stuck on this boat. One of my friends, he like, y'all know we gonna have to sleep on this boat until like daylight. Let's hope that it don't rain or storm. Let's just hope that this boat don't drift us into somewhere out deeper and deeper and deeper and we can no longer get found. We just gotta wait. But then you're like, Ras, don't we have phones? Let's call. There's something that you need to understand. In Louisiana, where we call Lafitte, it's basically trees, water, and nothing else. Once you pass a certain distance and you go out and out and out, it is nothing else. And so you lose reception. And so you lose touch of trying to get in touch with other people. So we stuck on this water for 2 to 3 hours. What are we gonna do?
There's no landmarks. There's none of that. You don't really know where you are ever. You just gotta make sure you remember where you came from.
Then luckily, there had some fishermen who was going out that night to get their traps. They was using catfish traps. Here's an example of one that we recorded during that night. And if they would have never went out to get those traps that night, they would have never seen us and they would have never lifted us back. We would have been stuck out there. We would have been stuck. And I want y'all to realize we was really gonna get in that water and risk it all. Be careful when you out there on that water at night. They made 2 horror movies about this case because of how crazy it is that these 3 guys been through. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you a similar situation in real life. It gets crazy. Just wait. So these 3 guys, Sean, Ashley, and Brett, decided to go on this guy's trip. They wanted to go 4-wheeling and have a good time. So they pack up their 4-wheelers, they put it to the trailer, they attached it to the car, and they left. As they was driving, you have to pass up a park first. Everything beyond this park, you're on your own. It's isolated. It's like almost this jungle area where you don't want to be. Plus, they're located in Australia, you know, where everything tries to kill you.
Crazy, dude. Holy sh!
I still want to visit though. So now they're driving deep out into these woods and they get there. They get on their 4-wheelers, they having a good time. They getting all muddy, they laughing, they're racing, they having an amazing time together. They're enjoying their trip. Hours pass and they pack up their 4-wheelers back in the trailer and one of the guys was like, you know what? I want to go rinse off. The river where they want to rinse off at is called the Finnis River. This is an isolated river and there's a saying in this Australian area that they're at. I don't know if it's everywhere in Australia, but the saying is, do not go in water that people don't publicly swim in. Or no isolated water because there's always something in the water that will kill you. So you don't go. But there was muddy, they needed to rinse off, so they had to go to this Fitness River. The water is so dark that it almost looked black. You don't go in this river, but you know they need to rinse off. Before they get to the river, they have to cross through some woods. It only takes about 10 minutes in the woods, and as they walking in the woods, they can already feel water as they walking, because a big rainstorm must have happened and this place is flooded. 10 minutes go by, they get to the area. What they have to do is grab on a tree, because this river has current. If you fall in, the current will pull you. So they have to latch onto the tree and wash themselves off at the same time. Brett ended up falling and slipping into the water, and the current just drags him off. As we're talking about this current, do you have your snacks? Shout out Corey X Kitchen. And you know what? If you don't have your snacks today, I'ma let you off the hook. Hopefully you have it tomorrow. Prove it. Send me a DM like the rest of them are doing. Like, why you're not sending DMs? Send me a DM of your snacks. With that being said, y'all already know what I'm about to say. Go get your snacks.
Bystanders rush in to save a little boy when he got pulled underwater by a powerful wave.
A dive team recovered the body of a man who drowned.
4 out of 5 times, it's from these rip currents, also called riptides.
The other two guys, Sean and Ashley, they was like, without any hesitation, they jumped in the water and swim after him. They knew that they wasn't able to just swim out. So once they swim to him and got to him, they was just gonna let the current pull them, and it was just gonna bring them to land. That did not happen. Instead, as the current was pushing them and pushing them, they was hoping that they was gonna grab on a branch to able to get back on to land. Didn't happen. So then as the current is just pushing them, they see this tree in the middle of the water. They knew that they had to get to this tree, even though it's not land. It's the only thing that they can grab, even though they know that they still in the middle of this water current. Ashley gets on first. Sean gets on second. They look down to get Brett, but he's gone. They're looking for Brett. They can't find Brett. And they know they can't just jump in this water because the current just gonna pull them through. And then they see something yellow in the water. They can't really see what it is just yet because it's kind of still submerged in the water, and this water is really dark. So they only seen it until it popped all the way out. This yellow thing that they seen was Brett. It was his jacket. He was inside the mouth of a 13-foot crocodile. They both looking at each other. They cannot believe what they're seeing, and Brett's not moving, meaning that this crocodile is killing him. So now Sean and Ashley stuck in the middle of this water on a tree with a crocodile lurking them, just stalking them, don't want to move, looking directly at them, switching positions from time to time. They're stuck. Now you can see why this is exactly like off of a horror movie. Look, I'm stuck on a tree with somebody. We both gotta jump. One of us not gonna make it, but at least one of us gonna make it. Like, we gotta figure something out. We can't sit here all day. Their parents, they know they out, but they don't know exactly where their kids are at, so they stuck. Time and time goes by. Mind you, the sun is about to set. It's about to get dark, and they still stuck on this tree. And they see the alligator again, but no Brett. So they assume that this alligator done ate him. The alligator don't swim away, don't swim to another area. It just keeps swimming around them and keep sitting right under the tree, just waiting, hoping that they fall. So they literally cannot move and risk swimming. Plus the current is not going to be able to make them swim to land. They're stuck. At this very moment, the sun finally set. What you need to understand is that Ashley, he's higher up, about 15 feet on a higher branch. Sean, he's lower down, about 10 feet from the water. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna climb up and I want to get on Ashley height. I don't want to stay overnight this low. I need to get as high as possible. So he decided to pull on the branch that he was gonna climb on, make sure it's stable. He did, and as he pulled all of his strength up to get on this branch, it fell along with Sean in the water. Now at this moment, immediately Sean is swimming for his life, but the current is pushing him away. When he looked up, he noticed that he was feet away from this tree. At any moment, this crocodile could just bite him. So he's swimming for his life, using all of his energy, trying to make it to this tree. He ends up swimming to the tree, ends up making it, grabbing on, latching to the tree, but his body is still submerged in this water as he's holding on. And he's just waiting to get bit and grabbed. And as he's pulling himself onto this tree, at any moment he still feels like this crocodile is just gonna take him away. Ashley is helping him pull him back up. He gets up. When they both finally get settled in back on this tree, after helping with Sean get on this tree, they look down and they see the crocodile. He made it just in time, literally. Now at this time, the sun is now gone. Time done passed and they can't see nothing. When I tell you it's literally pitch black out, it's pitch black, you cannot see anything. The only thing that they can hear as they're on this tree is the crocodile positioning itself. That's it. But then a big storm started to come in. This is a problem. The reason is because the water levels will rise. They don't know how heavy this storm gonna be, so they're hoping it don't rise high enough for the crocodile able to jump out and reach their legs, because if it rains long enough and hard enough, the crocodile will be able to reach to them as the levels rise. So they tuck in their legs on this tree, just hoping that the waters don't rise too high. And they told each other, we cannot fall asleep on this tree. We cannot fall asleep and risk falling off the tree. We have to stay up. But because it's storming and it's raining really hard on them, it's impossible for them to go to sleep. Plus, they're too terrified to. During this storm, they can't really tell if the water levels is rising that high. They can see lightning flash to try to look at the water, but as they try, they can't really tell how high it is. So they knew that they just had to wait until the morning and see how high it was, if they make it. They did. Morning happens, they notice that the water levels has risen, but there's another problem. If they don't leave today, this day, another big storm can happen, and 1000% the water is going to reach towards them, and a crocodile will be able to grab them. So they need to find help today, and they just hoping that their family called for help, because at this point it's all luck. They just have the hope. That's the only best opportunity that they got right now. So more time passed, and they seen a cop. This cop waved to them, and they knew that they was safe for now, because the cops, police were all searching for them. So their family called a missing report for their kids. One of the cops seen their truck, didn't see no teens in the area, so he decided to go towards the water and just walk along the river, and ended up seeing them attached to this tree. I believe they explained to them what was going on, so they called the boat in to save the two. Of course, Brett didn't make it. He was long gone. Now, y'all remember in the beginning of the video, I said I'm going to show y'all something in real life. Here's what this is. My friend wanted to go on the boat at night. The water looked exactly how it looked in Australia, the Fitness River. And we going on this boat at night, but instead of crocodiles in the water, it's filled with alligators. Even the small ones this big can take off your finger. So you have to be completely careful. This is some country stuff. I know I'm black, I'm not supposed to be doing this, but look, let's take y'all on this trip. Alright, y'all, so we just literally pulled up to the deck. Y'all see how dark this water is, just like how it is in Australia. We about to take y'all on this journey.
A terror-stricken mom calls 911. Her daughter is being stalked by an alligator.
My daughter's stuck in a freaking tree. There's gators surrounding her.
Look, the sun is starting to set. Y'all probably can't really see me right now because I gotta face this way. I really wanted y'all to see this though. It looks too nice. But as you can see, it's about to be dark like really soon. Alright y'all, so this is where the crazy stuff is about to start happening. As I'm talking to y'all about an alligator that's very hard to see.
Der er deals, og så er der mega deals. Spar stort på dine favoritter og få dem leveret lige til døren.
Ignore that. Instead, I want y'all to pay attention to my friend trying to start up the boat in the background. Just pay attention to it. Y'all, alright, so it's a little dark right now. I don't know if y'all can see the alligator, but it's like real close. I'm gonna try to zoom in. Try to zoom in for y'all. What? You being serious?
You didn't hear his kill? I just tried to crank
it. Don't want to start? What? So you not playing with me right now? Dude. It literally won't start. Start it again. You gotta be lying to me. He trying to see. He see what he trying to do. Now, it looks incredibly scary, but to us, I find it very beautiful and peaceful. It's very calming, even though, yes, there is a chance the engine can go out and you stuck on this water filled with the alligators. We also have a snake. It's called...
To save this Hillsborough County teen bitten by a poisonous snake.
Tonight about a Missouri man who died from a venomous snake bite, likely by a cottonmouth.
Now, I want to show y'all this video, but before I show y'all, it's basically going to be a boat driving over a bunch of leaves. At times, The boat can hit a snake, the snake can fly up and land right on the boat. It happens.
Oh, shoot!
And I'll show you how. I want to make this clear. We even have an alligator fish called the alligator guard in our waters.
Of these warm, swampy waters, it's the apex predator.
Now I'm about to show y'all when we was on the boat and how you drive over these leaves, a snake can possibly fly on your boat. Yes, sir. Of course, in this video, it wasn't a snake popping up, but driving through that, sometimes it just flies up in the air and it lands on the boat. It gets crazy. Not to mention, we do have a turtle as well, called the alligator snapping turtle. Driving on this water at night, if you wasn't raised doing this, do not do it. The only reason why I say that, because you will be lost. Your boat would eventually run out of gas and you would be stuck. My friends grew up in this water and they still to this day have to use some sort of offline map GPS to move their way through, but because they have some knowledge of the area, they're able to never get lost. When you jump in the water on accident, by however you want to do it, always be calm when you in alligator infested water. You see this island here? We swim in this. We have to drive a boat 2 hours out. Mind you, this water is filled with alligators and we swim in it. So I would say if you really not from Louisiana, don't get in the waters. Because if you do get bit or took under, I don't want to be to blame for that, because you don't know how to behave in water properly. You make the alligator in fear and want to defend us. I don't know. Just stay out the waters there. Just leave that to us crazy Louisianians.
Look at him in the water.
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah. But y'all, that is the end of this video. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. With that being said, good night. This video was yeah, bye. I love y'all.
If you really wanna fuck with me, maybe you should come try and see.